All right, what's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday, Training Tuesday tonight. Is your host, Omar Redemar, the Jersey Boy, and I'm super excited because tonight we have a fire training. One of the most profitable skills a network marketer can develop is the art of communicating effectively. And tonight we have a network marketing legend, a super rock star, a man who is quite enough educated and experienced in this field to give us and lead us, break down exactly the details on how to become an effective presenter. Tonight, we will be talking on how to give a 5-star presentation. So if you're here for the first time, this is what we do in Awakening USA. We'll be fired up every week, and tonight is training night. So hopefully, if there's anybody new, then you're going to get some golden nuggets and you're going to be ahead of a lot of other people. But this is mostly for the leaders, affiliates that are in here in our team. So with that being said, let's welcome our special guest of the night until we get things back in motion. But please help me welcome, as he deserved, all the way from San Diego, California, the man, the myth, the legend, 8-figure lifetime earner, Mr. Dave Daughtry. What's going on, Dave?
Hey, Omar, everybody, welcome. Again, thank you for having me. It's pouring rain here in San Diego, which is rare. And so if I look wet, it's because I probably am. Nevertheless, it's always exciting for me to be able to participate. And I thank you for taking your time to join us, to listen and learn. We're one big family, one big team. I see we have Anna from Colombia. Hi, Anna. And we've got, of course, the US, Canada, and maybe some other countries that are dialing in. So with that, let's get started here. This is one of my favorite subjects. Before I get into it, I want to tell you a story. We're going to be talking about the art of presenting, or the art of the presentation. And it is an art. You need to practice it, get good at it. All right. There's, as Omar said, a word that's real important, and that's the effective communication. And that only happens when you listen to someone and you address their needs. We're going to be talking about that. The whole goal here is to help you be more effective at presenting and signing up new people, finding new customers, ambassadors, direct sellers, and of course, hopefully networkers that want to build the business. So let me tell you a quick story. When I was 18 years old, that was many, many moons ago, I applied for a job. And I thought I was going in for a job interview. And I went and actually bought me a 3-piece suit. I wish I had that suit today. You'd all laugh. It was orange. It looked like the suit from Dumb and Dumber. And I was driving a Chevrolet Chevette. If any of you remember the Chevette, this was like in 1977. And so I pulled in the parking lot, going to my little job interview in my Chevette. And this guy pulled in and got out of a car just a couple, parking stalls down from me. He got out of a Thunderbird, a T-Bird, which is a classic car. And I'll never forget that his watch was glistening from the sun because it kind of shined in my eyes. And he looked so sharp, his hair all slicked back. Well, I proceeded to go to the room where I was going to have this job interview. And when I opened the door and walked in, it looked like a little classroom with chairs, desks, and it was pretty full. I'd say probably about 50 people were in there, sitting there. And a couple minutes later, the same guy I saw in the parking lot walked up in the front of the room, and he said, "I want you all to know today you have a job." Well, when he said that, a lot of people just thought that, okay, this is a joke, and they got up and left. And I think that he did that on purpose to kind of vet out or get rid of the negative people, the naysayers, the non-believers. I was curious, so I stayed around. Well, by the time he was through, after about probably, I'd say close to an hour of talking, there was down to like 5 people left in the room. It was amazing. Everyone just left. Why? Because we, the 5 that were still left in there, bought from him a display kit or a demonstration kit of Cutco knives. And you ever heard of Cutco? Well, I bought this demo kit from him and I had to pay installments. So I went to go get a job and walked away a Cutco knife salesman. And I was 18 years old. My dad today still has that demonstration kit. But that man, John Gecko was his name, John Gecko. He taught me the art of presenting. I was on him like white on rice. We'd go out together and we would present. Our number one demographic was women, or young ladies, I should say, young ladies that were either out of high school or in college. And, you know, they were wanting to get married. They would collect these knives, Cutco knives, and they would, you know, they would buy from us. I would do demonstrations and I would cut pennies in half. I could cut tomatoes and bread, paper thin. I got so good at presenting. I was almost like that guy at the fairground. You know, you ever been to the fairgrounds and the guy standing up there with a little mic on, you know, and he's slicing things, you know, these like, what do they call them? Jinsu knives or whatever. The point is this. I got really good at presenting. And John, I'm forever grateful that he taught me that presenting is an art and effective communication is very important. So when I joined For Life, the first thing I did when I came back after meeting David Lisenby is I sat down at my little wooden desk. I was broke. All right. In fact, that wooden desk I got out of the trash. It was next to a dumpster. I have to laugh about this today. It's so funny. It was next to a dumpster, you know, in the parking in the alley behind where I was in the parking area of the apartments I lived in. And I put that wooden desk in my little studio apartment I had, and I sat at that desk. But when I came back from meeting David Lisenby, I sat at that desk, and it took me about 4 hours. And I wrote out my presentation. I thought, okay, I got to talk to people. There's no PowerPoint. There's no social media. There's nothing. And before Life had a little brochure, a paper brochure, and that was it. So it really came down to my ability to talk to people. What am I going to tell people? Well, I'm going to have to tell them about David Lisenby. I'm going to have to tell them about this new company For Life. I'm going to tell them about Transfer Factor, but I didn't know really anything about Transfer Factor. So I got Dr. Robertson, Dr. Townsend, Dr. Markowitz, which is our upline. I was really grateful that the top 3 guys in the company were actually doctors. But these doctors, they're trying to turn people into doctors. And I use the KISS method, KISS, keep it simple and stupid. I don't try to convert people into doctors. I want to be duplicable. So I have to keep things simple. So I took what they said and made it simple. I would say things like borrowed immunity, you know, rather than getting into all these B cells and T cells and NK cells and all that. But the point is this. I squeezed this presentation down into probably 20, 30 minutes. And then I started jamming the phones, calling people up. But the one thing I learned very quickly, what really sold people was I sold myself. What do I mean by selling myself? Understand that when you present to someone, you talk to someone, they're going to retain less than 20% of what you say. But they'll retain like 80+% of how they feel about what you say. In other words, it's not just what you say, it's how you say it. Okay. So when you're talking to people, it's important to have the bullets. We're going to go through the bullets tonight, but these bullets are very important to have in your head. Understand that when you're out there hunting, and I call it hunting or fishing, either way, when you're fishing or hunting, you use different, if you're hunting, it would be a different gun, or if you're fishing, different hook or different bait, all right, depending on what it is you're hunting or fishing. You're not going to use a bazooka on a rabbit, it could disappear. And likewise, you're not going to use a 20 gauge shotgun on a lion. It'll run right through the pellets. So the point is, you always want to be prepared to use, bullets. I like to talk in bullets, all right? And in selling myself, meaning that by the time I would present to people, by the time I was done, they just felt that with or without them, I was going to build this business. I was hell bent on making sure I was going to be successful. And that's what transmitted. That's what they felt. Now, does that mean they all joined me? No, but a lot of them did. And the ones that did join me, that stuck with me through the years, many of them are millionaires today. All right. And it's not just because of me, it's because of the opportunity that's there. So the point is this: remember, people buy you first. Okay. That's the first thing they buy is you, how they feel about you. So in presenting, it's very important to, number one, establish friendship. Okay. Especially when you're talking to a person, if you're talking to friends, you're already friends. They know you. They're the hardest on you, by the way. Friends, family, friends, neighbors, people that know you, they can judge you. They know your personality. They know your background, your successes, your failures, whatever you've done. And all of a sudden you come to them with something new that you're going to be very successful at and build this network, this business, and become a millionaire. And they look at you like, yeah, right. Yeah, okay. But if you work hard enough at it, trust me, they'll all of a sudden look at you and they'll respect you. And many of them will want to join you because they've seen what you've done. But your warm market is generally the toughest on you. Okay. Cold market, that's where you can be who you want to be. They don't know if you're an intergalactic diamond or you're someone that just started today. It's all about your attitude. It's all about your conviction, your belief level, and your preparedness. Okay. Again, the preparedness comes in practicing the presentation. So what I would like to ask all of you, this PowerPoint that we're going to be sharing around to everyone, it's simply meant to be a guide. But look at this guide, remember the bullets, memorize the bullet points. So when you're talking to someone, you pull out the right bullet, the right ammunition for the individual you're talking to, the audience. And that's step 3 in my plan of action, by the way, is identify your audience, identify the person you're talking to. Okay. They buy you first. So establish friendship, and second, establish trust. And that's what I'm going through right now with, I don't know if he's on with us right now. Let's see if Marco's on here. M-A-R-C. He is on. Hey, Marco. All right. So I got Marco on. Marco and I met, and we became very good friends. We talk today. We talked about maybe, an hour ago. The point is this, is that the way you establish trust with someone, again, taking an interest in them, working with them, and doing everything in your power to help them be successful. Okay. So let's go through these slides, and feel free, by the way, this is kind of an interactive training tonight. If you have any questions, or comments, feel free. You can put them in the chat, and then we can come back and address them. It's probably the best way. So maybe Jennifer or Omar just kind of look there in the chat. And by the way, big shout out to Elias. I really appreciate him at the last second here, kind of editing some of the video for this PowerPoint presentation. He did this afternoon so we could have this tonight. So Elias, thank you. Okay, let me share my screen. Make sure that I am sharing the sound. Okay. And if you could, Jennifer, let me know if you can see this in presentation mode, please. It should be switching to, there we go, presentation mode.
Yes.
Okay. You don't see the Zoom bar at the top, do you? My Zoom bar that's got mute, stop video, participants, and all that?
No.
Okay, good. For some crazy reason, it was showing the other day during a presentation. Everybody could see that Zoom bar. So good. 5-star opportunity. All right. Again, this PowerPoint is a guide, and this is what I would use. And by the way, this is going to be in PDF as well. We're going to make it in PDF and PowerPoint. So if you're on your cell phone and you just want to scroll through a PDF, you can do that. It's meant to be a guide. All right. And so each of these slides, makes a point, and it's very different than what I used to do. I used to just do company, product, opportunity, 1, 2, 3. Now I feel it's very important to kind of segue into the why for life. All right. First slide, kind of doom and gloom. All right. And this is actually a way to start a conversation with a stranger. It's crazy what's going on out there today. In fact, tonight's election night, and I happened to pop it on the news when I was driving home, and hearing what's going on out there. And, it's kind of crazy. Democracy is going to end in the United States. We're all doomed. All this stuff that you hear.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. There's like a gray block on the PowerPoint.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was saying. I think the Zoom bar is blocking the little part, the top part of today's world is in an increasing.
Okay, did it just move to the bottom?
There you go.
It's at the bottom now, correct?
It's at the bottom now. Perfect.
Yeah.
Bring it all the way down.
I moved it, but I don't know how to get rid of it. So, I don't know if it's a problem with Zoom, because that never used to happen. The Zoom bar, you guys couldn't see it, only I could. Because, that's the sharing. It's got all the menu there, remote control, all that stuff. So anyhow, I'll move it around and we'll get through it that way. So until I figure out why my Zoom is doing that. Okay. So again, this first slide is doom and gloom, talking to people about, and you can start up a conversation like, my gosh, things are so difficult today. Everything's so expensive, but we live in a world now with health threats, pandemics. Speaking of pandemics, we got COVID in our house right here. Right outside my office here in my home, two rooms down is Brandon. He's got COVID. He's in bed with COVID right now. So we got pandemics. We got financial challenges, inflation, recession, global crisis, wars. The world is moving fast and things change fast. Second slide. But one thing that will never change is we have dreams. We have hope. We have ambitions in life still. We have these ambitions to live a life of abundance, a life of good health, a life of financial freedom, and a life of happiness. Personally, I found that if people do have abundance, if they're healthy and they feel good, and they have financial independence, financial freedom, where they don't stress of trying to pay their bills, they tend to be happier. And that's what we have here, is to help people with that. Who wouldn't be interested in that? And I have no problem when I talk to even a stranger saying, my gosh, everyone's interested in what I do. And I tell them about it. So what are the options out there? If you want to move beyond living a life of survival and start living a life of abundance, what are your options? Let's face it, 99% of the people out there live a life of survival, trying to figure out how to just pay their rent, their transportation, education for the kids, put food on the table, roof over your head. How do you move beyond that? Live a life of abundance. Go get another job. Heck, get 10 jobs. Don't sleep at all. Obviously, that's not a long-term solution at all. Go back to school and get a degree. Marco was on with me the other day. He mentioned that he spent $30-something thousand getting his master's in law enforcement, and it makes a nice plaque on the wall, but it certainly didn't increase his I was gonna say commission, his earnings, or his salary from his job. So a lot of people go get student loans, they try to pay it back. That's really not a winning solution either. Start your own traditional business. And we're going to put traditional in there, by the way. I think that's important. Start your own traditional business, because this is starting your business as well. So Omar, make a note of that, if you would, please. We're going to put traditional right after your own traditional business, meaning that you have to have capital to start your business. You have to invest a lot of money into it. If you're going to have e-commerce, you got to build out a website. And what if you're going to try to expand it into other regions, other countries? You've got to pay for that. If you have an employee or 2 employees, you got to pay them. You got to pay payroll taxes. You got overhead expenses. You've got rent to pay. You got inventory control. All these things in starting your traditional business. And that's why most of them fail. And to boot, you're doing it by yourself. There's no one there to constantly keep you motivated, inspired, to mentor you and help you along as you build your business. Or number 4, which is a winning solution, winning option, partner with a successful company and a successful team to build a global network. Networks are the future. People are joining networks all over, societies, communities. Everyone's part of a network these days, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, all social media platforms. Even I am. I'm part of a network for dogs. I love dogs. So I'm involved in this dog network now, where people are always talking about dog health. All right. Networking is a way of the future. I love that video, by the way. I love seeing all the excitement from all around the world. Now, this winning option must include three very important pillars. All right. The world has become smaller now because we live in the age of communication and information. All right. If you're going to do something in business, participate, in globalization. All right. Meaning that take advantage of your oyster, the world. Your marketplace is the world. Doesn't matter where you live. You can begin your business here, in your community. I always say, start from home, start locally, think globally, because you might know someone who knows someone who knows someone that lives in Europe, knows someone that lives in Australia, knows someone that lives in, Spain or Bolivia. We're all over the world with 4Life, over 70 countries. Rentability. You want to do something that brings a consistent income. One thing I think people don't think about a lot with this business is it's your business. You can will it to someone if you want. In fact, Dave Phillips is a perfect example of that. And also one of my Gold International Diamonds, Dr. Tamil in Malaysia. His business went to his kids. Dave Phillips went to his son, Dan Phillips, left the guy a seven-figure annual income, not 6, 7, all right, annually, gave it to his son, all right. In fact, all of Sen was under Dave Phillips. So my point is this: you want to do something that brings a residual consistently. Look at Airbnb. That's a good example. Someone might have a property, rent it out when you need to rent it out, and it continues to make you money. Community. You want to do something that has a sense of community, a sense of belonging. Today, everybody wants to belong in communities. Like I said, networks. All right. And I love this business because you're in business for yourself. Everybody earns their own keep. Everybody earns their own commission in this business, but you're not by yourself. So you're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. I love that phrase. Let's discuss benefits versus risks. Everyone makes a decision based on benefits and risk. If there's risk, there's fear. If there's fear, they tend to, shy away from it. If they just see nothing but benefits, the green light goes on. It's like, why not? I got nothing to lose and a lot to gain. With us, you've got a turnkey system that's already in place with your personal website, your own e-commerce platform in multiple countries, multiple languages. So you can reach out around the world and start building your business, right? So multinational, you've got a cell phone application that you can literally manage your business from your cell phone. I look at a lot of international markets. A lot of people today don't get on the computer a lot, but everyone's got a cell phone. They can use the 4Life app to share content, share videos. You're talking to someone. They say, hey, do you have a product for fibromyalgia? Yeah, I've got a product for you. Send them the profile. Or there may even be a video, or there might even be a clinical study. If you click on any product in that app, you'll see there'll be a profile for sure. There may be a clinical study, and there may even be a video on it. Okay. So your app, you can use it as a CRM as well. Contact relationship manager. You can manage your contacts. So you can follow up who's hot, who's cold. All that can be done within your app. Extremely low investment. We're talking less than $300 to start a business. Where can you start a business for less than $300 and have all these things I'm talking about and 1,000 employees that are there to work for you? They do everything for you all around the world. All of this at your disposal. You're investing in yourself each month. Again, no overhead. You don't have to pay rents. You don't have to pay inventories. You don't have to pay processing fees or credit cards and all. Nothing. So you're investing in yourself by simply consuming and using the products every month. So you choose which products you like and 100 life points. And by the way, if you're talking to someone, we don't talk about life points in this presentation. That comes afterwards. That's for you to sit down personally, explain to them what their qualifications are. Okay, 100 life points a month. You're investing in your business, what, 150 maybe dollars? Because it's free shipping. All right. So 150 bucks, let's say, it could even be $130 each month in your business, minimum. My family, we invest like 300 and something. We use it all. I got my Boost right here. We use the Aqua. We use everything. Collagen. Odin, my dog, takes the collagen. So you're investing in yourself every month. Whoops, let me go back. Sorry. Work with a team. Again, you're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. You're with like-minded entrepreneurs, people that are working towards the same goals, same direction, strength in numbers. It's easier to run with 1,000 than carry one. Earn while you learn. I love that. You know, you go back to school or go to college. Does the college pay you while you're sitting in class? No. Here, you're learning from other people. You're learning through experience. Experience is the best teacher, by the way. And you're earning at the same time. So earn while you learn and get paid for what you start. And that phrase, by the way, get paid for what you start, that was the hook that got me into network marketing in 1981. A man, stranger, asked me one day, he said, young man, how would you like to learn how to get paid for what you start, not just what you do? And I thought it was a trick question. I later found out that you can start something today and get paid months, years, even decades down the road for efforts that you previously invested into your business, into yourself. Let me move this bar again. Sorry, guys. So we work in an industry that at one time we talked about it being the $1 trillion industry. Famous Paul Zane Pilzer, economist, used to say this health and wellness industry is going to be $1 trillion industry. Well, guess what? It's now over $4 trillion. All right. Everything from weight loss, anti-aging, skin care, general wellness, you know, it's all over a $4 trillion industry. It's a big pie out there, and anybody can have a piece of that pie if they want to. So why 4Life? I chose 4Life. When I talk to people every day, I tell them I chose 4Life for a number of reasons. Number one, I chose 4Life because there's a 25-year history of the company. 25 years, that's rare. You don't find many companies in our industry that have been around that long. It's a legacy company with the same owners, David and Bianca Lisenby. We manufacture our own products. We don't buy a product and resell it. They manufacture everything. There's over 1,000 employees to serve you, multinational in countries, you know, all over the world, over 70. And there's over 40 worldwide patents. Whoops, let me go back. Sorry about that. I got to be careful touching my screen. It moves on to the next slide. Let's see here. Oops. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Okay. So over 40 worldwide patents on our products. Actually, that is now 60. So Omar, if you don't mind making a note, we got to get Elias to change that. That's a simple change. There's over 60. We learned that at the convention that we just had up in Utah. 60 worldwide patents now. So this video is now my favorite 4Life video. Hopefully you'll all be able to hear it.
4Life Transfer Factor is clinically proven to activate the immune system within 2 hours. Transfer factors aren't vitamins, minerals, or herbs. They are molecules that transfer immune memory and knowledge from one cell to another. They teach your immune system to recognize, respond to, and remember potential threats. 4Life Transfer Factors provide vital information and education to your immune system. Let's follow the path of transfer factors through the body as they raise your immune IQ. First, the capsule travels down your esophagus to the stomach. There, it dissolves, and the individual transfer factor molecules are released. The transfer factor molecules enter the intestines, where they encounter groups of immune cells called Peyer's patches. Peyer's patches are concentrated centers of immune cells, and this is where 4Life Transfer Factor begins educating your immune system. They support many different kinds of immune cells, such as natural killer cells, T cells, B cells, macrophages, and more. When the transfer factors encounter an uneducated immune cell, they enter and educate that cell so it can better recognize, respond to, and remember health threats. From there, the newly educated cell creates more transfer factors to place on its surface. As educated immune cells come into contact with uneducated immune cells, they pass their immune system knowledge to those cells. The education spreads cell to cell until it reaches the lymph node, a concentrated source of immune system cells. Here, the educated cells work quickly to transfer their immune system knowledge, and soon all the cells in the lymph node have transfer factors to pass to the rest of the immune cells in your body. This transfer of immune knowledge spreads throughout the body until your entire immune system is fortified by transfer factors, making for a smarter and more vigilant immune system. Try 4Life Transfer Factor products today to raise your immune IQ.
Now, there's something in that video, just me listening to that a couple of times, that caught my attention. If somebody were to ask me what I do, one of the answers could simply be, I market an immune messenger molecule all around the world called transfer factor. Have you heard of it? And I'll bet you that if you said that to 10 people, you'd be lucky to find one that says, oh yeah, I've heard of it. So it's a great way to start a conversation. I market an immune messenger molecule, helping people with their health, because we live in a world of global threats now. Everyone's interested in not getting sick and wanting to establish or maintain good health. Now, the person you're probably talking to, they're interested too. They'd be curious to know, what is this immune messenger molecule you're talking about? In fact, that would be a good Facebook post or an Instagram post, holding up a capsule and saying, you know what, this has over 1 billion. I can't remember if it's 1 billion or trillion. Gabby knows. 1 billion or trillion immune messenger molecules that help me or prevent me, or help me avoid, I would say, threats that are out there, global health threats. Would be a great post and create curiosity. All right. So we've got many products. We've got skincare. All right. Skincare, that alone is a huge industry. Anti-aging with Gold Factor. That Gold Factor is a phenomenal product, and that's got clinical studies. Our collagen, another anti-aging product. All right. We've got products for digestive health. All right. Many people have I had digestive problems. I had Crohn's disease before. All right. We've got our fitness or transform pre-workout, protein, ProTF. We've got the Presume pre-workout, and we've got general wellness products. And of course, we've got our immune wellness and transfer factor. Again, a $4 trillion industry we can all participate in. Sorry for the bar, you guys. So now there's 4 ways to make money at 4Life, all right? Or 4 ways you can participate in 4Life. I apologize. 4 ways to participate. Number 1, you become a customer. And by the way, when I talk to someone, I have no idea what's going to happen, all right? They may become a customer. They want to buy the product at wholesale. They have access to all the special packs by becoming a customer, the BOGOs and whatnot. They get 25% if they buy anything over 100 life points in a calendar month, 25% instant discount. They can participate in the loyalty program where they will get, kind of like frequent flyer. They get credits. They can redeem those credits for free products. And they can also receive the free product of the month. Let me move my bar there. Free product every month they can earn, even as a customer. Then we've got the brand new ambassador program, where if they're an influencer, and there are some qualifications, you have to have over 1,000 people on your platform, 1,000 followers, and you must be posting once a week, 4 times a month on 4Life to participate in this program. So you get all the customer benefits, buy it wholesale, sell retail, but my shop is where you make money. You could say something like, right now it's wintertime here and it's snowing outside and it's flu season, everyone. I keep healthy by using Immune Boost by 4Life. Love this product, Immune Boost. Click on the link below to know more. There you go. Now, as an influencer, people click on that link. They want to know more. If they buy the product, you get 25% as an influencer in your pocket. And if you're the sponsor of the influencer, you get 12%. They get 25, you get 12. No network marketing involved at all. So they're not building a network. They're just influencing people to buy product. They're like brand ambassadors. consume and share, which is more like direct sales. You sign up in the network, you use the products, hopefully you get on the loyalty program, and you share. It's kind of like, I call it direct selling or linear marketing. You're not building a network, you're just selling product. Again, you get all the customer benefits, buy wholesale, sell retail. You've got your own e-commerce platform, My Shop, and you get 25% for every sell, no matter where it is in the world. And by the way, this should be a bullet point we want to put in here, you guys. Make a note, Jennifer, Omar, daily pay. You get paid every single day from the ambassador program and the My Shop. And if you're interested in building a downline, a network, and duplicating your efforts, exponential growth, having all the benefits of developing a network from around the world, which I am. I love networking. I'd rather make 2% of a million than 25% of my own effort, right? But that's just me personally. You get all the previous benefits of we just talked about. You can start earning new bonuses like the builder bonus. You can earn commissions on your entire network. Again, 2% of a million as opposed to 25% of your own efforts. Work remotely, and you build a monthly recurring or residual income. It's about the residual income. You see, somewhere around the world, you might be asleep, and somewhere in another country, somebody bought a 4Life product and you made money while you're sleeping. That's a great concept. I love that. Okay, let's talk real quick about a couple of the ways the money's made. If you're just getting started, your goal should be the monthly builder bonus. Anybody can do this, but it's a great plan of action for someone new. Get 3 people signed up in a month. 3 in a month, get them on the loyalty program of 100 life points or more. Have a couple of cells as well, so there's 600 life points total on your team. You count, so you're doing your 100. You've got 3 others that sign up. They're doing at least 100 life points, and maybe they're doing 125, and you're on 125. So now you're up to 500 life points. If you have 100 life points more on your team, which is you and the people that you sponsor, your 3, you now get a $50 builder bonus every month on top of your commissions, on top of your earnings of your network, all right? On top of any e-commerce or My Shop sales. This is an added bonus. 4Life puts 2%, by the way, of their total 64% payout. 2% goes into this builder bonus. Now, your goal is if you have 3, you want to teach those 3 to do the same, duplicate. So now on your second level, you've got 9. With those 9, you now would earn, if they're all in loyalty, you earn 200. So if those 3 that you've got, if they are earning $50 builder bonus, you're now earning a $200 builder bonus, level 2. And you can do that one more time, where if those 9 each have 3, they're getting 50, then the people above them are getting 200, and you are getting 800. This is not a one-time pay. It's every single month. I have people every month, they're level 3 builder bonus. That's their entire focus. By doing that, they're putting in their pocket a team of 40 people. They're putting in their pocket an extra $1,000 to $1,200 every month. And that's life-changing. Some places you can move into a new house with that extra money each month. Then there's the recurring income. You invest time in building your business, build your network around the world. You sponsor 6, let's say. You now have 6 people, you're getting $24. You're not going to get rich on $24 with 6. But the key to this business is helping your people build. OPP, other people's people. Everyone knows someone. As you work with them, you now have 36 on your second level. Now you're at $1,000 on that level. Plus, keep in mind any builder bonuses, right? Then you've got your third level, 216 people. Now you're at 3,672 on that level alone. And you add up 1,000 and the 24, now you're making some good money. Your fourth level, if you duplicate again, you've got 19,000. Can you see now why I love networking? As you spread your network around the globe, people know people know people, and it doesn't end with just 4. You keep going. You can get paid up to 20 levels plus deep in your organization. That's why there are people that are making 7 figures a year. Many making 6 figures a year. Many in this business by building a network. So get with the person who invited you. So we need to change that, by the way, where it says for more information, ask the person who invited you, ask the person who invited you, so you can choose what is the best way for you to begin, something like that. I want people in their head at the end of this to start thinking of an option. Which option, get with the person who invited you to choose which option is best for you. That's what I would like it to say. All right. So certainly they're going to get more information. That's just a given. I want them to choose which option. Present, have them choose an option. All right. And if the option is, you know what, I'm not ready, fine. They're not ready. The whole world's not going to be ready. All right. But by you giving them an option, you'll be surprised. Many people will say, well, you know what, let me go ahead and try using the product. I have no problem with that. Use the product. But then I'm going to have the people that are going to say, you know what, I want to sign up. Get me involved. I'll use the products. I know some people I can share this with. All right. So that's the PowerPoint. Let me get out of sharing mode here. Okay. Y'all with me? So Omar, did you catch those changes? A few changes in there that we want to make?
Yes, I took some notes. I'm going to send them to Elias as soon as we finish. I just sent him the text with it.
Okay. So with that, you guys, let me ask this. From that PowerPoint, what did you get out of that? Is there anything, if you were to talk to someone, keep in mind, you're not always going to have a PowerPoint with you. The art of presenting is in talking to someone without a PowerPoint and being able to share these bullets with them. So hopefully you've got these bullets in your head, okay, and you can always recall them. If you can't, take some 4-Life Recall, all right? So, but you can always go back and think, okay, I'm talking to this person and they express an interest in home-based business, let's say. Wonderful. Home-based business. All right, we're in a $4.2 trillion industry that we work in. We've got patented products. So start thinking of these bullets that you can share with them to get them excited about this. All right. You're going to find, let me tell you guys something. We are approaching, I believe, a more difficult time economically. Would you guys agree with me there?
Absolutely.
Recession, inflation. There's some tough times ahead. More and more people are going to be looking to make an extra $500 plus a month. Does anybody here know what what percentage of bankruptcies would be prevented with an extra $500 a month? I'm curious. Anybody know?
I believe it's 52%.
80%.
80%.
80% of all bankruptcies could be prevented with an extra $500 plus a month. And this is where I have to be careful because, like Marco knows this, he and I, we would talk a lot as he was finishing up with the sheriff's department. I talk about making $100,000 plus a month. People can't relate to that. I can because I've been there since 2006. All right. So for me, it's relative. It's normal. But for the average person, it's not. So I got to tone it down and let's talk about making an extra $500.
That's a great point. That's really a great point. And one of the things that I made mistakes because sometimes I told people, oh my God, there's a way to make a whole bunch of money. Oh yeah, but are you there yet? No. So we have to find the need of the person. Okay, where more or less you think you probably get some wiggle room, an extra money in your wallet, some spendable money. Find their needs, and that. There's a book that Joel Rivera recommended. I have it through there. I think it's Alexander Peel. The answers are in the questions. Boom. Just ask questions and get to know where the need is. And
that's right.
That'll solve a lot.
My dad would say God gave us one mouth and two ears for a reason.
For us to listen more than we talk.
That's Absolutely. Right. So pay attention, listen to what their needs are. Take an interest in that person, all right? And you're going to find that as you develop the relationship with them, and that's what this business is all about. The cement, the glue, the concrete of this whole thing is the relationships you develop. And you take an interest in that person, you're going to learn a lot. A lot of people out there have health needs, by the way, they don't tell you about in the beginning. All of a sudden it's like, I've got a high blood pressure problem. Great, let's get some cardio to you. or maybe I got diabetes or I'm pre-diabetic. Let's get you on glucose. So that's another thing too, by the way, you guys, know your products. All right. If you don't know your products, take the time, maybe pick 1 or 2 products a week and learn those products, get to know those products, what's in those products. All right. There's certain things I get a kick out of. Anybody here know what cordyceps are?
Cordyceps.
Okay. Cordyceps, which are in some of our products, it's a fungus that grows on caterpillars. It's kind of cool if you look it up, cordyceps. All right. But the point is this, is that in my learning of these products, I find it fascinating sometimes. And it also instills in me a higher level of belief or conviction that For Life, man, they put a lot into the science. They really, really study this stuff, you guys. This isn't just some magic potion they put together so we can all just run out and sell it. There's science behind it. And David Lisenby made a promise to us all. He would never bring a product to market without having it rigorously studied. The science behind it has to be proven. Any of you know how long it took Gold Factor to come to market?
10 years, about?
Yeah, 10 years, 12 years now. Basically, 12 years ago was when they started on Gold Factor. And you look at the clinical studies on that now for arthritis and joint health and just anti-aging. That I'm very interested in that. I'm 62 years old. I want to be looking 50 years old the rest of my life. So I don't think I look too bad for 62.
Absolutely not, man. I want to get there. That's why I'm drinking a lot of it. I'm going double dose now.
There you go. So any comments or questions on the presentation?
There was a question, Dave, by Dan Rojas from Florida. He's asking to if you can touch a little bit on the importance of, when we share our story, when presenting, let's say we're giving the presentation. And I think it's a really good point if you can touch on that.
Absolutely. Again, I'm a big fan of one-liners. I love one-liners. I've got a ton of them in my pocket. I'll pull them out when necessary. Things like it's easier to give birth than raise the dead. All right. Go find someone new, fresh blood to work with, as opposed to trying to resurrect someone that's died. All right. Another one of my one-liners is stories sell, facts tell, meaning that, yes, absolutely, Dan, all of us, when you're talking to someone, understand again, they're going to remember how they felt about what you said, not all of what you said, how they felt. So if you tell them a story, like, you know what, I started using this product, I love it. All right. People are getting sick out there all the time. And you know what? I feel so great and so strong using Transfer Factor. Or you might talk to someone and say, you know what, man, I started hitting the gym again. I'm working out. And the first couple times I went, I thought I was going to die. I started taking this pre-Zoom, pre-workout. Oh my gosh, man, I'm knocking it out. I feel awesome. Stories, you guys, stories are so important. So yes, absolutely. If you're doing a formal, in a presentation, you're just talking one-on-one, yes, you share your story. Or it's okay to share someone else's story. You can borrow someone's story. I remember in the Dominican Republic, I'll never forget her name, Maciel. This girl had a tumor the size of a grapefruit hanging over her head. She was one of the very first testimonies we got back in 2000 with Esdras. I was going to the Dominican Republic every month to start out with. And Maciel started using Transfer Factor Plus. We got that tumor down to the size of a ping pong ball from a grapefruit using Transfer Factor Plus. It's okay to use third-party testimonies. Just be careful when you're talking, don't put on the internet. I've had someone, my neighbor, this is true, by the way, Monica Longoria, lives right down the street from us, stage 4 colorectal cancer. Now you can't even see the tumors. It's like they're gone. All right. Now, I'm not going to publish that on Facebook and say Transfer Factor cured her cancer. By the way, she just bought a whole bunch of Gold Factor too, just a couple of days ago. The point is this: third-party testimonies. It's okay to borrow someone else's story. My story with Crohn's disease. Put your story in there too. Okay. Even if you feel like, well, I don't have a great story. Yes, you do. You're changing your life. You've made a decision. What does your story tell someone? You've declared yourself. Remember, I talked about selling yourself. Man, when I talk to people in the beginning, They knew I declared myself. I was like, you know what? I'm climbing this mountain. I'm going to do this. I love this. I love building a network. I love working with people. I love helping people. I love success. And I'm going to do this. And I told some of my friends, I'm going to do it with or without you, you know? And a lot of them came back to me later and said, man, I'll never forget when you said that, Dave. You were right. But the point is this, your story, stories sell. So yes, share your story. When we do a formal presentation, I know we get together with Jennifer and Omar and Elias and those that are involved in setting up the presentations, and Dan, we talk about who's going to be giving the testimonies. Testimonies are important. And we can even do a training on that, by the way. But just let me tell you, if you're asked to give a testimony on one of our Zooms, please try to keep it 2 minutes or less. There's no reason to go beyond 2 minutes. And a good testimony talks about your before for life, whether it's product or opportunity. What was the situation before for life? Okay. Why you started using this product or this opportunity, and how you feel now. Those 3 things in a testimony, you know. And like in my case, I tell people, you know, back in 1998, I was so broke, I couldn't even pay attention. It was horrible. And this opportunity fell into my lap. I took advantage of it. Now I've got a multinational business all around the world, you know. Now, I didn't tell you how much I made. I didn't tell you what my volume is. If you sponsor one person or one person in your downline, someone sponsors someone in another country, you're multinational now. Man, I'd be calling people up saying, you know what, my business is in Colombia. I live in San Diego, I'm doing business in Colombia. And it might be one person, it might be Anna. She's the only one I have signed up in my business in Colombia. But you know what? I have business in Colombia. So all of these things can be part of your story. Let's say you got a builder bonus. How would you share that story? Dan, I know I'm elaborating on this story thing, but you know, let's say you got a $50 builder bonus. You know what I would tell people? I'd be calling up some friends saying, you know what? The company I'm with, they just paid me on all their global sales. In markets I have no business at all. Russia, I made money off of Russia. Now, yeah, maybe I made $2, but the $50 from that pool, 2% that the company pays us for just having 3 people, those 3 people can be your next door neighbors. They signed up, and you're getting paid on the global business, you know, the global volume. So it's all how you share it, all how you sell it or spin it, if you want to use that word. It's true. You know, that 2% comes from a global pool. If you're getting paid on it, you're getting paid from that global pool. And I would then ask someone, you know, I know you work at such and such company. Do they pay you on their business around the world? Probably not. Let's say you go on a trip. By the way, you got the Bahamas trip coming up and the Alaska trip. Win that trip. You go on that trip, and then you basically call people up and say, you know what? Me and my spouse or my kids, we just went on an Alaska cruise. Our company sent us on an Alaska cruise, all expenses paid, just by being part of this company and building a little business. We earned it. I'd be taking pictures like crazy, you know, and sending them out to everyone. Hey, I'm in Alaska, you guys. So those are the stories. Those stories sell. So anyhow, any other questions pop up, Omar?
I did not see any yet, but I love the part of the story because the more you practice it, and like you said, you see, I like the way you put it because you brought it down to 5 seconds, and that's a story that touches. And like you said, people will forget what you say, but they won't forget how you made them feel. So when you tell somebody, I was so broke, I couldn't pay attention, it's broken down to the smallest, yet it brings a pain point, and you kind of bring people to a room. You bring people, so whenever we're practicing, and this includes myself, our story, let's not elaborate so much. Bring people into a room where you were at that moment. You know, I remember getting home and my wife looking at me, the light was about to be turned off to build down, and I found this, and it just changed my whole life. Things like that brings people into a room with you to a pain point, and it works in their mind. I'm like, wow, so they want to know more. And then you go with the rest. I love that.
A lot of people can relate to desperation as well. We always say people join this business for 1 of 2 reasons, inspiration or desperation. And a lot of people can relate to desperation. So, you know, when you tell them, you know, like in my case, I was carless, I had no car, I was sleeping on the floor in a futon, I had no money, I was desperate. You know, 4Life came along and it gave me an opportunity. And just through my own efforts, my desire to get out there and start sharing with people, I found that people are interested in good health. People are also interested in making a little bit of extra money. By working with them, I've been able to build a global network now. There you go.
That's good.
So it again, practice this too, you guys. Take this presentation, go through it, practice it. It's broken down. The beginning is gloom and doom. I want people to realize, I think everybody would agree, we live in tough times right now. It's going to get even tougher. All right. As people need to make money. And I went through, by the way, the Reagan recession, some of the best years I had. As a 27-year-old, I was making $80,000 a month in my 20s. Imagine that. As a young man during the Reagan recession, people looked at me like as a young hero. I wasn't a hero. It's just that people, when they're desperate, look for opportunity. And at that time, I offered an opportunity. We have a much better opportunity with 4Life. By the way, that program was $5,000 to join. $5,000 investment. So I couldn't say, that the investment is very minimal. People had to dig in, and never mind, I don't want to get into it, but the point is it was costly to join that program. So during that recession, success. Obama recession, I think it was in 07, 08, the housing market crashed. All of my neighbors up and down the road where I live, I saw these houses going up for sale. I didn't even pay attention, it didn't even faze me, other than the fact that they were gone. A month or two later, they're short selling their homes and they're gone. And, we're fine because of this opportunity. It is recession proof. This is a recession proof opportunity. There's another one for you guys. When you're talking to someone, say, look, I found a business that is recession proof. Who wouldn't be interested in a recession proof business? So there's a few, kind of hooks for you to use when you're talking to people. But, I was going to say, this is broken down. Doom and gloom. All right. Hope and dreams. So you flip it. Everyone has hopes and dreams. What options do you have? Going through the options. All right. The option that we choose is the option of aligning yourself with a successful company, not having to deal with all the headaches of running a business, but participating in all the benefits of having that business and owning that business as your own business. In a way, you're starting a business, but not a company. You see what I'm saying? You start a company, you got all the headaches. Start a business, partnering with 4Life, they do all the heavy lifting for you. Hit those benefits. Boom, 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 boom. Who wouldn't be interested in working from home, working your own hours? Right there, big demographic, women that don't want to go to work because their kids are in school. They'd rather stay home, see the kids off to school, see the kids come home from school. So they work their own hours right from home. All right. They call the shots. So working from home, multinational business, turnkey operation, everything's in place for you. Working with a team of people, residual income, hit all those benefits, and I get frank with people, by the way. When I'm talking to someone, if they say, well, they have a question, I'll answer it. But a lot of times I look at them, they say, that's not for me. I say, why? What part didn't you get? The residual income part? So that's just me personally. I ask why a lot. Somebody says something, I said, why? Because I'm curious. I really want to know, what is it they don't believe? Or what is it they're afraid of? Right. So you go from there, all those options, and then we get into why 4Life, and you go through that, the history with 4Life, the founders of 4Life, manufacturing your own product, multinational, over 1,000 employees to serve you, hit all those points. You should memorize all these things. So when you're talking to someone in a casual conversation, you can recall them without having to visualize them in a PowerPoint. All right. And then when you get to the products, $4.2 trillion industry, health and wellness industry. Everybody wants to be healthy. I mean, just look around, GNC, Vitamin Shop, all the gyms, massages, Massage Envy. I don't know if you guys have a Massage Envy out where you are, but, it's a huge industry, over $4 trillion, from skincare, anti-aging, weight loss, general wellness, immune health, transform, and fitness. We've got all those products, and there's over 60 patents on this technology, innovative products, unique products. How do you make money? Well, the investment to start out is very minimal. You're starting your own business for less than $300, and you have everything available. So these are all things you got to remember. Okay. And then of course the bonuses, you guys know that the builder bonus and getting paid on building a network, and the 4 ways that you can participate: customer, brand ambassador, direct selling, which is signing up and then just selling products to people, getting customers. A lot of people do that, by the way. And then the other one is building the network, which is, and just I'll finish on this. Whenever I'm talking to people, my ultimate goal: network, 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 network. That's what I want them to do. I want them to understand that the franchise, all right, you sell the franchise, not the hamburger. Y'all know the McDonald's story. In fact, I'm sure Marco knows it because Ray Kroc used to be an owner of the Padres right here. So, but Ray Kroc talked to the McDonald brothers up in San Bernardino, California, and they weren't interested, in franchising. They didn't understand it. So what did he do? They licensed their name. He bought their name from them. Ray Kroc put franchises all over the country and around the world, and the McDonald's brothers just sold a few hamburgers. Who made more money, selling hamburgers or selling franchise? And that's why I say I like to move people. I don't focus on moving bottles. I focus on moving people. And the people will choose what they want to buy. They choose their own bottles. Does that mean I won't sell a bottle to someone? Of course not. I'll sell anyone a customer, but I don't want them buying it from me. Buy it from 4Life. I'll show you how to get it from 4Life. I'll set you up as a customer, get you on your own account, or maybe get you so you can go to my shop and buy it if you want. But I always try to get them their own account, right? So that way they're getting the benefits. Okay. And I move on, moving people, right? That's the key to building a network. So with that, if there's no other questions, I will turn it back over to you, Omar. And
absolutely, we'll yeah. So we have two announcements. But first off, I want to thank you, Dave, for your time, for your patience, for your dedication, and your passion to come here tonight. Out of all the things you could be doing, you decided to be here tonight. So I really appreciate that. I want to take that lightly before we do close. And thank you for everything you do, for being here with us, for having the patience to deal with us, because we're not easy. But you have that incredible patience. Thank you so much. So we have 2 announcements that we have real quick before we close tonight. And one is we're going to be having a powerful training next Tuesday on sampling products. We're going to have as host, nonetheless, that Mrs. Cindy Salazar, and straight from Georgia, we call her the small giant. Caroline Rodriguez is an amazing former nurse practitioner who just does incredible with product sampling. And this just blows volumes every time she does it. So if you want to take advantage of Black Friday coming up, holiday season, you don't want to miss out on this training next week. That's November 15th. And tomorrow we have Legends Night, business opportunity with Mr. Dave Daughtry. Elias is going to be there hosting, and we have a powerful testimony of Jimmy Rodriguez from Washington, Seattle, Washington. Guys, you do not want to miss out. Tomorrow, leverage, bring all your guests, bring Odin's friend. Odin is right there next to Dave. So bring it, everybody out there, your pet, your neighbor, your cousin, your babysitter, anybody, because tomorrow is night of recruitment, night of signing up, and we're going to be fired up, and you want to take advantage of that. That being said, that's
Omar, also make sure everybody knows about this Saturday live transmission from Utah.
Yes,
post-convention event.
I think Jennifer has a video there. Jennifer, can you put the video? I'm sorry.
I don't have it ready for today. I was going to put it tomorrow.
Okay, guys, we have an incredible training this Saturday, November 12th, on the U.S. sales team on Facebook, where we're going to have Dave Daughtry with Gabriela. They're going to be traveling all the way to Utah. Dana Lombardi is going to be there, Trent Tenney. We're going to have Nathan on some powerful information, even Dr. Vaughn, right? Correct?
Brett Vaughn, Dr. Brett Vaughn.
Brett Vaughn is going to be there. And you don't want to miss out on this Facebook Live. It's going to be a rally. It's going to be like 3 hours, but it's going to be totally worth it. So tomorrow we will have a video on our business opportunity call. Right at the end, we will share that so you guys can see it and see the promo. And until then, I'll see you guys over the top. Let's go. Have an amazing night. Thank you, everybody.
Let's unmute everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Good night. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Dave.
Dave.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a good night,
Good
everyone.
Love you all.
Thank you, Omar.
Thank you all. Thank you, Omar.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.